Well, another beautiful day in the, I don't even know what to call it anymore. Definitely clown world. Full disclosure that I just have to put it out there. There's plenty of people in my family who would say, you should never listen to anything I say. That I'm a complete phony, I'm a hack, I'm fake. Who cares that I got a brain injury that I should have died from, that I'm going blind, that I healed myself after I got colitis from Big Pharma, that I healed myself. I healed myself when I had Hep C. So, yeah, I don't know. It's up to you. You decide. But, I, I'm trying to have a better day than yesterday. I'm trying. I think we're down at the end, and I think it's a very, very heavy. Oh my God, this is like, I feel like I'm in quicksand or something. It's horrible. And the frequencies. Oh my God, I don't know if there's other people out there who are getting hit so hard with them. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. You never have silence. It is just nonstop, and then they'll turn it up. And it will just be shocking to your eardrums. I mean, you can try and hold your ears. It's really horrible. Last night when I went to bed, I was just laying there, and my whole body was shaking. It was like vibrating. I was like, what the hell? And I felt like the top of my head wasn't even on there. It just felt like this information. I was like, oh my gosh, this is... at this point, some of this stuff, I just feel like this has got to be like the transition of going into this other spiritual realm we're going into or something. Like, stuff is happening. It's happening different for everybody. Everybody's on their own path, Believe me. Believe me when I tell you, you cannot get through to anyone unless they're receptive, unless they really want to know, unless they really want to understand, the other side, or try and see what information they could be missing out on. As long as they, don't want to know, they're not going to know. I don't know. There's probably other people that everyone in their family is like, they're the only one. It's very bizarre. It's very bizarre to... You can't have a conversation. I mean, you can't even talk about the weather anymore. Seriously. I mean, once you know they're messing with the weather, there seriously is... I can't think of anything. Believe me, I try. I can't think of anything to have a conversation about with these people in this other reality. It's like, it's almost annoying, because they just stand there yelling at you about their reality is right. It's like, well, if your reality is right, then why is everybody coming to this other side? Why are you now in like, what, 20%? It's like, but if you have no awareness, you don't know, you just have no awareness. You have no idea. And it is important to not get all caught up in those emotions. And I mean, believe me, so many times I have yelled, 100%. Yeah. When you're trying to save somebody's life, and they don't want to hear you, it's very frustrating. Especially when you have a dynamic that is continued in your family where people love to scapegoat you for everything that goes wrong in their life. If I wouldn't have done this or that, they wouldn't have to experience that. But the universe is about to hold up this big old shiny mirror right in front of everybody's face. I've been saying this for a long time, way before I started a YouTube channel. And they're going to hold up this big old shiny mirror right before you. And then the lights are going to come on. And suddenly you're going to see yourself in a way you've never seen yourself before, a way that you don't even know exists about yourself. You've convinced yourself that you're something different. You convinced yourself of whatever it is that you need to convince yourself of. But the universe is going to hold up that mirror, because the universe wants you to make sure you get to see all sides of yourself. You don't get to just see the one that you like. You don't get to just see the filtered one. No, you're going to see your real true self. Your real true nature will come through. And you're going to see that. And you're going to have to face it. You're going to have to face your own true nature of what is inside of you and what you're putting out there. That's the gift that the universe is going to show you. Some people won't. They won't be able to handle it. You know, I've talked about this about a zillion times. They won't. It's hard. I had to go through it already. I've gone through that. It's very difficult. And a lot of people aren't going to get past that part. You know, especially, it's going to be a very humbling experience for a lot of people. And I don't know. I don't know. We'll just see. We'll just see how it plays out. But yeah, when the lights come on, there's going to be some shocking things that people are going to see about themselves, if they can even look that deep. I mean, I don't know. I seriously don't. I mean, this is mind-boggling what's going on. How I don't know. I really was trying to be more upbeat today. Okay, I'm gonna try real hard. So, let's talk about what if you don't like that reflection? What if you're shown something and you had no idea you were that way? You didn't even, I mean, you thought you were doing the right thing. What? But then you see, like, oh, I blocked out information. Oh, I told people to shut up. I didn't want to hear their stuff. You know, you created your limitations. You created your own narrative of whatever you could deal with, whatever you could acknowledge or understand. You know, everybody else is crazy. Everybody else is a liar. Everybody else has got, you know, whatever. So you get to that point, and then you see yourself, and you're just like, oh my God, this is horrible. What kind of person am I? How could I have said such mean things to people? How could I have done this to people? I don't understand myself. You know, and it's hard. It is hard to face yourself, 100%. It's very, very hard. And it's painful. It's painful because you have to realize you're not all that perfect. You know, we want to go around thinking that we are something, I want to say something more than what we are, but then we also have the side of us where people don't even know how special they are. So I wouldn't say that. It is more of a, like, is this, I don't know, like, it's so hard to think of, but, you know, when you do see these sides of yourself, you know, you just, all you got to do is recognize them. All you got to do is be aware of yourself. You don't have to beat yourself up. You don't have to beat yourself down. You don't have to, you know, feel like you're worse than you are. You're just a human. You're just a being who's just trying to understand things in a place that is full of lies and confusion, that is full of manipulation and deceit, you know, and it's very difficult to come to the realization that there could be truth out there that you're not seeing, that maybe there's a whole bunch of truth out there you're not seeing. Maybe there's a whole bunch of truth that's going on and you're not seeing it and everybody else is. You know, those are the kinds of things that, you know, you go in and you start just trying to understand yourself. Like, why? Why did I block this out for myself? What in me was pushing back? information. Like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to know it. I don't want to see it. That's where you need to go in and start trying to understand yourself. And that's where you grow. Because the more you can understand yourself, you release those things that hold you back, man. Like, you've got things that hold you back. You know, fear. It's like the hugest thing, but it's more than just fear. It is like an internal feeling of unknowing, and it being, you know, too scary. Like, a lot of people need boundaries. Like when I was talking about when I was doing those stretches and I came out of my body really quick, and how scary it was, and I pulled back in real fast, and it was like, oh my God, that was so freaking, that was so scary feeling. When I pushed and I just kept going, it was like, oh my gosh, you know, there's certain things we want to have boundaries. We want to know the limitations. You know, it is scary when you go back beyond those limitations, beyond what you can imagine, you know. It can be terrifying, depending on where your mental state is, where your psyche lies, what your soul is here to learn, what your soul is here to experience. Everybody has got their own experiences going on in their own way of learning. And at this time, everybody's got their own way of waking up. And it's, you know, I don't know. Like, again, you know, maybe there's other families like mine where it's almost entirely, every single person is completely hypnotized, brainwashed, that you can't have any conversation with them that doesn't turn into a fight. You know, I would assume there's more families like that. You know, it's very frustrating. It's very sad. It's sad when you see people who you think are one way, and you see this other side of them, this dark side, this side that doesn't believe people all should have freedom and rights, that human rights don't matter. When you get to the point of they're so scared that no longer can people have rights, that's when you got to start questioning yourself. You know, there's supposed to be something that's clicking on in everybody, something internal that clicks on, that tells you this isn't right, something's wrong here, this isn't right. Not everybody has that, or it's meant to come on much later. I don't know. I really don't know. But you know, we can't sit here and, you know, for somebody who's got cancer or something, could we sit there and yell at them and tell them, like, heal yourself? Why aren't you healed yet? Because we do have those abilities. We have the ability to heal ourselves. We get sick because that's what we believe. We create what we believe. So, yeah, I mean, are we going to sit there and yell at somebody about that? So how can we sit here and be frustrated with these people who can't see beyond the illusion? I mean, they're stuck. They're absolutely stuck in this false reality. And it sucks because when you love people and you want to pull them out of there, you keep trying to tell them, and all they do is just, you know, it's like they throw rocks at you or something. I mean, not even rocks, arrows. You know, they want to shoot you deep in the heart. They want you to have wounds. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to have a better day today, but I don't know. I feel like crying. So, you know, that's going to be a part of what people are going to be going through over the next few months. You know, and if you're an empath, you're going to be picking up on that. Like, there's sometimes this energy, I can't get out of it. Like, I try and try and try. And it can be overwhelming. And it is. There's a collective energy. And people don't even realize they're being affected by the energy of all other beings. And it's rough. I've been kind of dreading that part of the everybody waking up, because it's going to be so heavy. It's going to be such an impact. And, but I look forward to it. Like it's a double-edged sword. Like I want it, but I know it's coming, and I know it's going to be heavy. It's going to be a lot. And, you know, but it's also, the pressure has built up so much that it's blowing. You know, shit is blowing up. And it has to be released. The truth has got to be released. You know, it can't, it just can't go on. You know, can't go on like this. And so we're so close. I feel like we're so close. Like this has gone, you know, so much further past what I would have ever thought. You can see as each time goes, like more significant things happen, more things come out, more truth comes out, you know, because that's what it's all about. Every single thing that is happening is all for the awakening. It's all to wake people up. Everyone needs to see this false created reality, because it is giving you your own, it is giving you their identity that they wanted you to have. Like they gave parameters, and we went in and we identified in their parameters. We designed ourselves in their parameters. You know, we tried to fit into the template. We tried to fit into their society. And they pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed to the point where people started breaking. It was like, no, you just don't stop, do you? You just don't stop pushing. And they don't. But all of us who designed ourselves from their, you know, from their, I don't know, their pile of choices of who you could be. When you realize that everything about you is built on this false reality, everything that you believe in, everything about you as a person is built on a false reality, that's what you have to face. Because it's the rebuilding of yourself. It's you building yourself. It's you taking control of you. It is you understanding, you know, it is who and what you are, but it is to self-identify rather than as, you know, here's your identities you can choose from. You can be this, 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 and this. Oh, and by the way, if you're this color, you're this sex, or you're this, you know, all this stuff. Then you're this, this, and this, you know. That's how they do it with generalizations and stereotyping and programming, indoctrination. But yeah, when you break free from that, you know, it's like a collapse of all of who you are. Who are you if you're not these things? Who are you if you built everything about yourself in a false reality? Then who are you? That is like the most existential crisis that you can imagine is what is about to happen. And it's, you know, and I'm not saying just the people who are, you know, asleep to so much stuff. There's a lot of people who are really stuck in just one arena. They're stuck in one group, and they're just sort of fighting like hell for that one. Or you have people who are, they're very aligned with certain aspects. Like they can't release those certain aspects of this false reality. So they too are going to have all of that ripped out from under them. But I do think it's going to keep going kind of slow. It's going to kind of ease in. But there's going to be something big is going to occur. Something big will happen to turn the lights on. And I know this because I'm around so many people who it doesn't matter what happens, they can't see it. They cannot see anything that is real. They can't see anything that is not a part of the false narrative. It's the only thing that they can align with. So something has to happen. I mean, I know something big is going to happen. And I've said for a long, long time, you know, everybody needs to be prepared. I don't know what it's going to be. I know it's going to be short. I know we're not going into Armageddon. We're not going into years of starvation and all this stuff that people are preparing for. That's not what this timeline is about. This timeline is about healing. This timeline is about breaking free from a three-dimensional paradigm, a three-dimensional system, to break free as a soul and claim your sovereignty, to become independent from a system that is meant to enslave and control you, so that you can move on. But you have to heal. You have to take responsibility for yourself. You have to take responsibility for your own choices. Everything about you is you. It's your responsibility. But, we're still just kind of in the beginning stages of that. And it is so many people, waking up all the time to so many things. So this energy is not going to go away. And, I've heard astrologers and even David Wilcock, when he was talking about the sun and the sun, I shared the length and stuff, but he was talking about the sun has got these solar flash things, and how that aligns with the collective energy. It's this whole scientific study. It's a whole thing. You can go in and watch him explain it. But, all of those things are really happening. Like, there really is solar flashes coming out. So, and that's expected to go through next year. So there's a lot of this stuff. Like once the big reveal happens and people start seeing, there's going to be such a shockwave is going to go through the collective, and then it starts. That just begins the heal. It's like, half the planet will go into the dark night of the soul at one time. Like, that's intense. That's real intense. So, yeah, if you are one of those people who is receptive, very, in tune to others' energy, you'll know it. And then there's people who are really in tune to the cycles, the moon cycles and stuff, and they don't even realize it yet. They don't know, like, why do I get such a weird mood? Why do I, But it's because they kept us focused on the things that didn't matter, all of the bullshit, so that we didn't really understand ourselves. We didn't understand our connection to nature, our connection to the moon and the cycles of the stars and stuff, of what our part is as beings. All of that has just been manipulated. So it's going to just start where people are going to start learning about themselves and who and what they are. So, there's still a lot of stuff we got to get through, I think. But it's not, some of the stuff that people are really hung up on. Like, all of their system is going to implode. It's all going to implode. We're going to build back the way we want to build back. It's not going to be this big thing, this one-size-fits-all world. It's going to be a lot different, and it's going to be a lot more accepting and where people feel good. We're going to be rid of this dark energy, this divisiveness, all of that stuff. This is being purged out so that we can move on as spiritual beings and, start having experiences that have to do with our spiritual aspects, about our connection to each other, our connection to nature, to animals, to all of those. That's what we're headed for, And I know a lot of people are super scared and they think like, oh, it's Armageddon, I mean, even David Rodriguez, he's always like, well, I hope things are gonna. It is destined. You don't have to hope, it's destined, We are headed to the age of Aquarius. It's like written in the stars. It's the way it's gonna happen. So, anyways, just another day to get through. I'm not like all. Sometimes I try to really be a lot more, but I can't hide my true self. I mean, I have bad days just like everybody else. You know, there are days that are super hard to get through. There's super frustrating people in all of our lives, you know, and it sucks. You know, I wish everybody was on the same page. I wish everybody could see. You know, we just have to wait. So have a good day, and we will get through this, you know. Just keep your eye on the prize, you know. Focus on your healing. Focus on, you know, detaching from who they've decided you to be, you know. Re-identify yourself. Pull back and start really getting to know yourself outside of their paradigm structure of who they told you were. Like, everything is so unimportant. Doesn't matter. It's all just based on vision, lies, and manipulation. So everything about yourself, you get to re-identify and figure out who you are in this big crazy world. Even, you know, this is one thing too, is, you know, if, say you were born to a dad who's a murderer, and he didn't hide it. He just, you know, his disregard, his disrespect for people, you know, the suspicion that you had of his abusive behavior towards people, and, you know, maybe he's even shown you he killed somebody. But what do you do in that case? Who do you become? Are you a part of your environment? Are you a product of your environment? Or do you self-identify? Do you figure out who you are? Even in the worst case scenario, you are different than that. You know, not everybody has that capability, but that's what everybody needs to have, that aim, because that's what this world has been. This world has been structured on deceit and treating people bad. And a lot of people have, you know, climbed on board, and they're part of it. So, you know, this is all about self-evaluation, realization. This is all about spiritual growth. This is all about you getting this opportunity to grow. That's why all this is happening. Everything in the universe is for you. Truly it is. So anyways, have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.